Good afternoon. John?
Does anybody have the bring back box?
Apparently not.
Really not, so I don't know who's got it.
Is this working?
Yes.
Okay. I forget who got it last month, but
We have video. There you go.
first off, we're going to start with the pledge. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Are we loaded yet, Alan, or still working on it?
Oh, you won't do it now? It's gonna be another 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. If you all have looked at the website or the various emails that have been sent out, Johnny Renfro passed away last year. Johnny was a member here for quite a few years. He did some really nice work turning, but if you ever saw what he did with Intarsia, I mean, he was an artist. I mean, it's amazing stuff that he was done. And I've got a little presentation here. We've also got, just so you know, we have some tools in the back. Johnny wanted all of his tools, all of his shop, to be donated to the Tri-State Wood Turners. So what we have back there is a first batch of hand tools, gouges. There's a few odds and ends. We have another batch coming out next month. And we have various, it's on my presentation. We have various larger items. So he had a robust Scout lathe. I mean, a really nice lathe. The board has decided we're going to keep that lathe for the demonstrations, and we're going to sell the jet here. What's that jet? 1440? I think 1640. The only downside to this machine is it is 220. For you electricians out there, you know how to fix that. It's used 3 to 4 hours once a month, 11 months out of the year for the past 5 years. So it hasn't had a lot of usage for as many years. Charles, do you know how long we've had this? We've used this lathe? A long time? It's in pretty good shape. Colin will tell us if it isn't later on today. But everything seems to work just fine. Maggie, Johnny's daughter, was supposed to be here today. I don't see her yet. We're trying. We've had some scheduling issues to trying to go pick up the bigger tools. We hope to be able to do that in the next 2 weeks. Once we have that, we'll publish it to everybody, and we're going to do the same thing that we're doing on these tools. Johnny donated it to the Tennessee Tri-State Wood Turners. Inasmuch we set a price, and we're going to let people sign up at that price. And then we're going to draw a name for the winner. I mean, I can't think of any way to do it more fair. Really didn't want people bidding each other up and such and stuff. We will probably hold back a few of the items for our Christmas silent auction, but there's a lot more to come. There's wood. I mean, he had a ton of dowels. Okay, here we go. So y'all remember Johnny? Also, the board decided that we would set up a Good Sam fund with the proceeds. And so we decided 25% of all the payments, not to exceed 1,000 from the proceeds, will go to the sale. Distribution will be at the discretion of the president. And for full transparency, I was the only one who voted against the president having full discretion. So, if we could go to the next one, Alan. Okay, so this is the lathe.
So what is the Good Sam Fund?
For any member in need. And there's really no definition to that, Jennifer. And I guess it's all at my discretion, so. You need $1,000? No? Okay. To buy a jet lathe? So we're gonna put that at 300. It's a Grizzly joiner. It's a beautiful joiner. It's a 6-inch. I mean, Grizzly makes one hell of a tool. I'm not sure how we're going to get it out of his shed, but we plan on it at $300. There's a router table, I think is the next one, Alan. Oh, no. I said Johnny did a lot of intarsia. And if you're going to do intarsia, you need one hell of a scroll saw. And this is a professional quality scroll saw. It's got a 26-inch throat on it. So it retails in the thousands of dollars. We're going to market it, what did I say, $400? Okay, new price, $1,600. Okay, there's also a router table. It's not necessarily homemade, but it does have a router attached to it. Couple chucks. I don't have them yet, so I really can't put them up for sale yet. There's a dust collector. I mean, it's not much more than your standard Harbor Freight dust collector, but I have one, it works. Nice sharpening setup with 2 CBN wheels and the one-way sharpening jig. And then clamps and tools and dowels, and that's probably it, Alan. Yeah, so these are all the gouges we have for sale. There's some nice gouges back there. Some heavy duty. There's a big D-way bowl gouge, a big Badan. And there's a couple used pieces. There's a couple very short spindle gouges, but they work. There's also a box of tools. Like I said, take what you want, leave $1. We haven't even sorted through this stuff yet. That's it. So as I said, I'd appreciate it if you'd sign up if there's something that you want, that you're willing to pay. By the way, much to John's delight, we will take terms. So you want 90 days, same as cash. You want to put it on Christmas layaway. John loves the extra work. So if you want to write him an IOU, that's fine also. We're not, it's not a high-pressure sales group. Okay, Doug, you want to introduce, or did I forget something?
Question.
Yeah.
This is for members.
At this point, it's for members only. And if we don't sell it, honestly, we're going to offer it beyond the Tri-State Wood Turners. There's TAW, there's Cookville, there's LJ. Jeff had a suggestion, maybe even the AWA would appreciate some. So, John?
Is anybody interested in the joiner? instead of having us move it, if you're seeing the joiner, not to Jerry or me, and we can make arrangements. It makes it easier for us to have somebody actually help us move it. We can move it.
Yeah, I didn't say that. We
You
can,
don't mind that.
we can use all the help we can get moving it. I believe it's going to be the week after next. There are 3 cats living in his shop, and they're quite concerned that they remove those cats before we remove the tools. So we have a storage unit we rented, and we're ready to go. You want to introduce Colin?
Uh-huh.
It's all yours.
Okay. Yes? Colin, yes.
Colin.
Huh?
Colin.
Colin?
No, Colin. Colin.
Well, we'll go on forever. Yeah, don't worry. You're my man.
Think of,
Yeah,
think of Colin Powell and say it differently.
Okay. He was here once and did,
Last year.
yeah, put the wood up and was going to do a regular bowl. Well, he turned that bowl into a really nice thing, so I'm looking for the same thing, and I'm sure I'll get it, okay? Okay.
How much do I owe you for that?
Huh?
How much do I owe you for that? In good change.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's already
you
hot
want
here.
that?
Yeah, can you hear me just like this?
No, we need that.
No.
We need that. Oh, for that.
Oh,
Okay. He was
okay.
asking.
Yeah, that's why
Okay, so
I don't.
show me how we
on
put
it.
this, where this
No,
goes.
I don't know how.
You don't know?
No.
Okay.
Someone else?
So this is the microphone.
Yep.
This is my earpiece.
Turn it off.
So just Hello, hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Can you understand me? That's the important thing.
We're going to get closed captioning.
Okay, okay. Well, good afternoon, my name's Colin. I'm from Kingston, Tennessee, originally from Scotland. Okay? You all know where Scotland is, you've all heard of it. Great place. It's not like England. But anyway, I've been over here 23 years. Don't ask me why I came over here, because I'll have to tell you a lie. Because actually I've run away from the law. All right? No, I just came over here for a change 23 years ago, and I love it. So I moved to Tennessee 5 years ago from Texas, and that was probably the best move I ever made, because it was just too dry, flat, and windy, and dusty. And Amarillo, Texas, if any's have ever been there, it's a flat, depressing place. So a little bit about my background. When I left school, I had a couple of jobs, both for 2 years, and then I decided to join the army, the military. I stayed in the military for 12 years. We wanted to stay in for 22 years, but I broke my ankle earlier on the assault course, and that was my army career over. So I kind of stretched it out to 12 years so I can get a half pension. So never made anything of it because of my ankle. So you might see me limping around because it's still bad. It was a break that never healed properly. So I came out of the army and wanted to take up woodworking with my dad, but my dad passed away 2 years before I got out of the army. So I walked into a shop just similar to this back in Scotland, and a guy was doing a demonstration, and it was on making a natural edge bowl. So I went down every month to watch him for maybe a couple of months, and then I asked him if he would teach me, and he says no. So I begged him, and I says, I'll pay you. And he goes, okay. So he gave me a 2-day class. Luckily enough for me, he was taught by Alan Batty, so he was pretty good wood turner. So I was set in good ways straight away. So that was back in 1992. So I've been turning for 34 years. I was full time at it for 3.5 years before I moved here, and then that was probably when I thought I was good and I wasn't. then I moved over here and just kept it up as a hobby until 5 years ago, and I retired and then took it up full time. So now I teach full time at my school with wood turning in Kingston. So I've got like five full size lathes in there. So, any questions on my background? Come on, guys, speak. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is just, it's either we want to call it a little lidded box with a finial, or a bowl with a finial with a lid. But this is what it's going to look like, this here, okay? It's all done by measurements. So it was a guy from Australia that I took a class from, and he, this is what he taught me, this little piece here, the one I'm going to do today, and the one up the back, the little small one with a little finial on it. I've done that as well that was a 2-day class. He does everything with measurements. Probably none of you guys know him, but I'll tell you his name. His name's Ken Raitt. He's a very famous wood turner back in Australia. They have a lot of competitions over there. I'm sure they have a lot of competitions here and in the UK. And when everybody sees him coming through the door, they just look at a big sigh and put their stuff away. Because he'll make 10 of these. Or if he wants to enter something in a competition, he'll get it all marked out by sizes, and he'll make 10 of every one of them. 10 finials, and he'll pick out the best. And he's won a lot of competitions. So it's a good little project because there's a lot of marking in it, all right? So if you wanted to do that without markings, that's okay. It might look a wee bit out of proportion, it might not. It all depends how well you make it. But if you make it to these markings, measurements, it'll be well proportioned or pretty close, all right? So I'm going to talk in millimeters, okay? I know you guys are inches, but it's got the inches next to the millimeters. But if you're going to make it, if you do go ahead and make this in your workshop, I would encourage you to go by millimeters. I mean, millimeters is easy, you know. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get to here when it's 2 millimeters, it's 5/16, you know. Trying to find, I think I'm right on saying that. 5/64. Trying to find that on the ruler is pretty difficult. So just go by the millimeters, and then you'll all want to convert. All right? Okay. Any questions? I guess that was a no. So what I'm going to do first, guys, well, let me just talk a little bit about the project. This is a faceplate that I had, and yesterday when I was trying having a practice piece, I used to make it with a faceplate and just these short screws, just 3/4 inch screws, okay? That's enough to hold it. So, but if you've got a chuck, just put your waste block, your glue block right into the chuck. That way, when you use it as a jam chuck later on, as it'll come apart, you don't have to worry about hitting the screws, okay? If you do use a faceplate with screws, what I would advise on your glue block that you're going to screw your faceplate into, drill the holes. You have to drill the holes, pre-drill, because it will split it because it's right next to the edge. But what I would do is I would drill right through the block. So when you're tuning the glue block up to become a jam chuck, you'll see the screw holes before you hit the screws. All right, so it's a little indication how I'm getting close to the screws, because if you don't, you'll hit the screws first if you don't have a hole there to see when they're coming up. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Okay. So I've got my little diagram sitting in front of me. I've only done this twice. The last time I'd done this was, I can't remember if I'd done it for the Knoxville Club, but the last time I'd done it, I demonstrated it was in 2014 at SWAT. That's the regional demonstration in Waco, Texas. Everything went well there, but I've forgotten all the measurements, so I've got to look in my sequence. So if you see me down here looking, that's what I'm doing, okay? It's not really brain fog. All right, so I'll take this guy back here, jump him in. First thing I'm going to do is true it up and then face it off, and then we're going to put some measurements on the front, and that is going to become the rim, all right? If you speak to me, guys, I'll be a lot happier. So this has only been glued on with kids glue, the Elmer's kids glue, so are you safe there? If you pass this around, guys, okay, this is a bug slide. This is what I clean my visor with. You can get it on Amazon. You can get a big litre bottle. It's about $50. It's expensive, but it's great for your visors. That's not interfering with that, is it? No, okay. So you'll see me pulling up my pants a lot here, okay? It's not because I've lost weight, it's because my belly's got too big and it's not sitting on my belly anymore, it's going underneath it. So, that's what I tell everybody anyway. So, 1/4 inch ball gouge, alright? So I'm just going to push it to the left and I'm going to true it up and then I'm going to face it up, alright? We'll turn it down to start with. Turn it up. Don't need a tail center for this, tail stock. So that's sitting at about 2,000. So that's nice and true. Zebrana wood. Zebra wood. Zebrano wood. Zebra wood. Yep. Zebrano, zebra wood. Yep. Do you have a light? So it's 3 measurements. This one. '80, 70 and 64. So if you were in earlier on, you would have seen me measuring and marking all my calipers, okay? I'm going to see if this saves me a little bit of time. Probably not. So if you're using these calipers, guys, make sure that you're dead on centre and as close as you can. If you're way down here, okay, you've not got a good measurement. All right, it'll be off. Now, I did see one of the guys from our club showing them how to do it. Our guys are at Aramont right now, doing a weekend class with the guys from our club. And the guy that was demonstrating, not picking them up, but it wasn't really a very safe way. It didn't have his tool rest and he was just doing this. You know, you're going to catch. It should be round this way, so you've got these sharp points here. All right, so I'm pretty close already. So what I'm going to do is just find my mark on the opposite side. Make sure it lines up. There we go. Pretty close. 70. I'm going to highlight these for you so you'll be able to see where they are. You see that? Good. Does all see it? So now what I've done here is I've established my rim and the inside of the bowl. Now, didn't I tell you, this bowl is going to be done the opposite way. You should do it. When you're doing a bowl, usually you do the outside, turn it around, hold it in the chuck jaws, and then do the inside. I'm going to do it the opposite way. I'm going to do the outside and then the inside. Because you can't get the jaws on the bottom here to grip on this part here. You actually can, but you don't want to do it because it's going to mark it. Right? That's probably why the guy done it that way. Well, let's do this first. I'm going to take a 2mm parting tool and just part in between the 64 mark and the 70mm mark. All right? Just make sure I'm doing that right. Pattern between 70 and 64, just, and it's 5mm deep. Just straight in. I'm lost already. I told you that wouldn't work. So I've got it down to 5mm, and I'm just going to check and make sure I'm deep enough and I'm not nowhere near it. Still not there. Just a little bit. That's good. So if you did go too deep in this part here and just say you went to 7mm, you can just face it off and take it down because you've got plenty of waste here, you see. I may always make my project piece bigger in diameter and bigger in height. That way if I make any mistakes I can readjust, all right? Okay. So that's me established my little opening in the ridge for where the top is going to sit on. What I'm going to do now is just make a little dimple in the center and we're going to drill a 22mm hole. Always make sure, guys, if you use these, just if there's any beginners here or people that just don't know, just make sure when you put that in that you wind it out and it's in there properly, you know. You don't want it to sit in there like this and see it wobble around. As soon as you take it up there, it's going to wobble around. That's a little bit out. I'll turn it down for drilling. So I'm just going to keep this loose and let it find the centre itself, okay? Because it's a little bit off. There it is. Now I can lock that guy. Don't copy this, okay? I've got a patent on it. Well, I don't know about that. Alright, so now I've got my depth stop, alright? So what I'm going to do next is just take the inside out. So the depth stop, so it lets me know when to stop, right? And at the very end, I'm going to take my last cut and try and get rid of that little drill hole at the end. I don't want to take my last cut and then the hole's still there and then have to take another cut. I'm wanting to make one continuous cut without any interruptions. That way, I'm not going to get any of this, you know, inside the bowl. Quarter-inch bowl gouge. Don't blink because it goes real fast. There's not much to take out. So it's pretty close. Don't know if you can see this little bit here. This little mark, this little rim here. Can you see that now that I've highlighted it? So I've got to get rid of that and make sure I don't take too much of my 2mm wide part in mark. So that's probably the most difficult part right there, okay? I'm just going to keep this. Okay, if I keep this up, you guys will not complain.
You want to keep it up, take it off.
Take it off, okay. Yeah, this I can't see right through it without a light. There we go. Okay. One more. A little bit of vibration there. So it's still there. Just a touch. Good. Just double checking on this part here, and it looks a little bit off. It's not deep enough yet. Take it deeper in again. Should be it. Good enough. All right. So that's the inside finished, the bowl part, all right? So I'm going to swing the tool rest round, and I'm going to... You see this mark here? You see that mark on the face here? That's the 82mm mark. I'm going to take the bowl down to that diameter, all right? Oh, sorry. I better not swear, eh? So it's important that you try and keep this straight as you go along. It's no real important, but especially at the rim here, you don't want to go too deep. In here, if you know, a lot of people when they traverse across here, they either go uphill or downhill, or they go like this. A lot of people have problems there. It's It's just some that you just have to practice. You want to keep it straight because so that when you turn it round, well, it's no real irrelevant because at the bottom you're going to be shaping the bottom, but you want to make sure it's straight at the rim right there. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'll just take this in 2 cuts. Just about there. So you can see that pencil line's right on the round the rim. Can you see it still? I'm just going to leave it on there because when I make the curvature on the bowl underneath, I'm going to take a little bit off the rim. So I'm just leaving that little bit of extra. It's probably, I don't know, a 64th or something like that. Making sure that it's undercut. Just undercut it just ever so slightly. Anybody falling asleep yet? All right, so the next measurement, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in 33, I think. 35, 34, 33. Just let me double check on that, guys. Measure 33 millimeters, that's right. This is going to give me the height of the box. You see that? Okay, good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to part in on the waist side of that mark. I'll put this on for this. So what I'm doing is I'm going in, I'm bringing it out and I'm moving to the left or the right just to make it wider so it doesn't jam on me. So this is when you hope that you've got glue right in the middle to hold it. Bring my hand up like that. I'm not holding it, I'm just putting my fingers in the middle. That's it, and just push with your fingers and it'll just come off. So this is going to become my jam chuck now. You guys are a quiet bunch. Just going to true the face off. Take 70 millimeters. That clear? Good. So this is going to become my jam chuck. So it can either work in 4 attempts or 20 plus. Okay. I think the first time I done this at SWAT, it took me 20 attempts. And the closer I got, the more nervous I got, and then I made a mess of it, so I had to start over again. That's why it took me 20 attempts. Always the same, eh? So I'm going to grip. Oh, where's my finger? Here we are. All right. Top right here. Right in this ridge here, I'm going to grip in here. It seems like it's awfully deep. I don't know why. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Right here. This is where I'm going to jam it on this part here, okay? All right. Yes, on the shoulder here. And the rim. I'm wanting to just double check, guys, okay? Because it looks deeper than what it usually is. 5 millimeters. No, that's good. All right. Any of you ever used a jam chuck before? Anybody never used a jam chuck before? Okay. So it can be a wee bit frustrating. Just keep your patience low and you'll get it. Want to come up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to take it right to the mark. But I'm making it like so. Right, I'm not going in straight, I'm not going in this way, I'm going in that way, so it wedges at the beginning part, and then it will tighten. And then what I'll do is I'll just straighten it up, and it should work. But it never happens like that. No with me anyway. So that's just about on there. It's actually on there, it's too big, okay? So I went too close. So this is where the holding it in my chuck is good. Let's see what this does. So that's better now, okay? Hopefully it'll stay like that. So the first little bit was too small. What we're going to do is just go straight back again, or at an angle. And then we're going to come in and just make it straight. Okay, that's too tight. All I'm doing is just using this part. Where am I? See the cutting edge right here? I'm using the side edge to just take a fine slither. It looks like you're taking a lot off, but it's not. There you go. That was lucky. I can guarantee you on that. I done it the other day there, and it was kind of slack. It wasn't a real slack, but I forgot it was on a jam chuck, and I done that. I went flying off the lathe. All right. So I'm going to face off the bottom here, all right? This is going to become the bottom of the bowl. All right, so we've got 3 measurements, or 2 measurements, 35 and 45. I've got these ones right.
Colin,
Yes.
I forgot to remember, we stop in the middle of it and do
Oh, right,
all
right,
our stuff.
right,
You pick and you're
Up.
in the middle.
right. This is going to be in the middle. After I finish this, I'll take it off and then we'll do the second part as the top. Does that sound all right? Okay, all right.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll let you off this time. Don't do it again. That's a little bit off. Five millimeters. So right there, and right there, okay? So that's going to become the base. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to part in from the outer line, the 45 millimeter diameter line here. I'm just going to part in there 8 millimeters, I think it is. Just let me double check. Yeah, it is 8 millimeters, I think. 8 millimeters. It's going to take a little bit of the waste away here first. To rest just a little bit high. You know, if your jam chuck's too slack, you can put water in it. Or I put denatured alcohol in it, and it works real good. Right. Now I want to go in 8 millimeters deep. Right there. Just lower it a touch. I think I'm going to do it with the thinner one, because that's causing a wee bit of vibration. I don't want it to come flying off. Halfway there. If you guys see me making a mistake, tell me. Okay? I done a demonstration at my club in Texas years ago with this. And I got right to the very end and it says, You're not going to check the fit for the lid? Because I forgot to do it, but they were watching through the handout that I gave me, and it was too tight. But they never told me till the end. I thought it was pretty cruel of them, like. So please don't do that to me. About 2 millimeters. It's good. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take off some of the waste here, all right? That lets me get in and I can do what I need to do around the spigot. I'm just going to turn this tool rest round a little touch. I'm going to take some waste off the corners here. Hopefully not knock it off. So I'm just taking nice light cuts. I'm not pushing too hard. I don't want to put it under any stress. It looks like I've got a bit of movement there. Maybe not. Just flatten it out at the bottom here. There we go. All right. So now I've established the spigot or the 10-in. Okay. I'm going to take a 5 millimeter mark in. I'm forgetting I've got this diagram here. See this part here? Can you all see that? I'm going to measure in 5 millimeters from here to here, and I'm going to take the 35 mark to the 45 and just make it a concave cut. All right. That's not right. 3, 5. Just bear with me now, guys, please. Yeah, I knew I'd done something wrong. Oh, it's 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters, that's what it is. So how I made that 12 millimeters instead of 8 millimeters, I have no idea. But that's what it's reading on this. But it's reading on this 8 millimeters. And on the other one it's reading 10 millimeters. Or 12. Let me see, these are, yep, I'm taking them back. Yep, see this one's 12 millimeters. Yes, yeah. Yeah, no, the scale. Yeah. So I'm going to take this down. I was thinking it was awfully big. Just let me double check with my ruler. Well, I guess I can't. It must be. Yeah. 10. Yep. That's too big. This is too big. So I'm going to take it down The ones I always use, let me see the ones I always use. These ones here. Hopefully not too far. Yeah, this will be okay. It's this I've got to watch, but I've taken more off here, or more. You guys might understand more than more. I've taken more off of here, so it might be a little bit thin, but the box doesn't get too thin anyway. It's what you get used to making it. When I done it in SWAT, I probably done 20 of these to get used to it, and just to get my technique good, you know, and so I could remember it. And some of them were thick and some of them were thin. You've just got to just keep going and try and figure it out. So I want to take that down to 8 millimeters. Apologise for that, guys, but that's okay. All right, so I think I know how much to take off. I'm just a wee bit too low. Let's take it up. A bit more. Still a little bit more yet. That should do. So 5 millimeters in. So there's a tip for you guys: don't buy different calipers. Definitely didn't work. I'm going back to Home Depot tonight, and I'm going to take them back. So I'm going to get real close in there, and I want to just make a little mark on the spigot. 5 millimeters down. I thought it looked big, and I think my little ridge inside's too deep as well. I can just tell it's too deep, but I guess I can fix that. Sharp pencil. Ooh, I can barely see it. You see that mark? So I'm going to take a 35, sorry, mark again and remark the bottom. Let me ask you a question, okay? Because it's no, you don't usually get people demonstrating with sizes and whatnot. Is this boring to you, or is it interesting? I mean, be honest. I wouldn't be offended, like. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Some people, you know, don't like all these measurements. So I'm just going to put that 64 millimeter mark in the back, on the bottom. Right there. Pencil. There. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this little part here, okay? This little concave part here. You see it? All right. It's coming with my gouge. Just a wee bit high. I'm just going to push it. Just going to push it. There we go. It's good. Then I'm going to get my point tool. Okay. So this is quite a thick point tool, guys. I'm sure some of you have already got, I think it's probably Crown that makes this, because I know the colour of the handle. I've also got another point tool, it's a wee bit thinner than this, but this one fits into what I'm wanting to do next. Can you see this part here? See this little cut in here? That's what I'm going to make, okay? And the point tool lends itself really good for that. Now I've also got a, well here's the two tools that I would probably use. This is a point tool, and this is a what's it called again? Vortex, there you go. That's the vortex tool, okay? I find the vortex just a wee bit too pointy when I get in there. You've got to get it right. If you don't, you'll leave a wee pinch in there. But I'll hand them round and let you see them, okay? Remember the return spring on them. I'll put this one this way. Everybody get to see this? But those vortex tools are great for getting right into really, really deep areas. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to stick it in at an angle and undercut my spigot a little bit. All right? It does feel a little bit thin, so if it comes flying off, don't judge me. I think it's okay. So what I'm going to do, the reason why I like this one is because it's wider, because it will touch this edge and that edge, and I've penned in the top and I sharpened here and here so that it puts a burr on the top, both of the cutting edges. As soon as the two cutting edges meet, I'll drag it back, because you can't get in there with another tool. It's just a bit high. See that? And it just acts as like a shear scraper. That is thin. No, it's not too bad. Okay, so that's the base done, all right? I'm just going to just take a little bit, make it undercut just a touch. This is not the ideal way to cut wood, is straight onto the end grain, but if you just cut with the tip only, you can get away with it. Still got a good finish. All right, moment of truth. All right. So it's a wee bit undercut here too much because I went too thin. Okay. I'm going to cut some of this waste block away a little bit. Enough to there. All right, so it's hard to shape that with a gouge, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to negative rake scrape it with a screw chisel. So I've got a little burr on the top here. Always make sure you move your tool rest back a little bit and not lean your screw chisel on the bevel here, because it'll just slip off. And just blend it in. It's not cheating, it's the only way you can do it, really, to get a nice shape. bit bulky here. Good enough. All right, that's the bottom done. So how do I get it off? Eh? You can. It all depends how. Mallet. I'm looking for my mallet, guys. Huh? Oh, see it. That brings back memories for the last time. When you're knowing your own shop, it's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this off with the screwdriver, okay? So I've not left myself a lot of room here, but you see how the grain's running this way? So it's horizontally, you want it to run vertically, okay? Because if you break it off, it'll just break the bowl, all right? Because it's with the grain. So I'm going to do it against the grain. You'll hear a little creak, okay? All right. Yep. See, I did do something wrong. See, the base is real thick, so there was something I done wrong on my markings. So I'm blaming the calipers, like I mean. But we'll still, yeah, we'll still make it work. They're actually out because I measured two of them and well, three of them, and then two of them's different for the other one. So, but it's okay. I mean, we learn of it, you know. So. That's the box. It's not been sanded or anything. That's the inside of it. So the rims are way too thick. Yeah. But I'll try and accommodate the top to fit it. But what I can do is I can also put it in my chuck, because I can hold that little spigot, I think, in one of the chucks that I brought, and I can make it thinner. We'll just have to see. Yeah. Yeah, but my calipers are off. Two of them's different. When I mark it, 5 millimeters, it was giving me 12 millimeters. That's how the bottom was so deep. Thank you.
Good time for a break?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.